What is up, you guys? Today we are rating the heroes for Zero Space, and if you look closely, some heroes appear twice in our nice selection of heroes. That is because, of course, Grell and Protectorate have access to them. So let's start right off on the left side with the green border. That means it's Grell, and it's the Prefect Nova for Grell. Prefect Nova is an amazing hero, and for Grell in particular, it can do some nice stuff. And one of those things is jump in, stun some units, and set them up for the Harbinger Vials to always hit on point. The Prefect Nova also is amazing at early game duels. He should beat almost every hero in a 1v1, especially if you get to jump them point blank with the stun. Just charge in, stun them. If you get to do that and they didn't attack you first, they will be like at half HP when they are no longer stunned, and that means you can quite easily take them down. And that brings the Grell Prefect Nova to an easy S tier hero. Let's go straight at the top. Boom. What do we have next? The Dread Hero for the Protectorate. So Dread Hero is an interesting hero. He can of course jump up and down the cliffs. He has the cloak, which is quite cute, and the disability kind of stunish thing, which is amazing against Legion heroes in particular. And of course the Sticky Bomb. I think the Dread Hero is pretty decent. The Sticky Bomb is a nice tool to help clear the towers, and sometimes in fights you can get like a huge stun, especially against, well, Legion actually only, because Grell units usually have a lot of HP, and Protectorate can of course just use the recall to get rid of the unit that was hit by the Sticky Bomb. So overall the Dread Hero pretty good, not a bad one, but in comparison to the Prefect Nova, he's probably around a solid B tier hero. For Protectorate, of course. You can pick him, he's fine, he's gonna do his job, but yeah, probably not the best choice ever, but a very good hero. So next up we got Kragar. He's one of the core mechanical pieces that the Legion army brings to the table. His multi-shot is amazing, his nuke can be quite good in the earlier mid-game, even though it gets outscaled later by the multi-shot. And overall, he is just one of those core components for Legion to win the games, basically. Also, the ranged aura is amazing. So overall, Kragar gets an A tier rating. Why not S tier? Well, he loses the early battles against most of the other strong heroes. And of course, he is kind of squishy. He has no movement abilities. Yeah, that just makes him a solid A tier hero. So next up, the Dread Hero for Grell. I think the Dread Hero for Grell is probably as good as the Dread Hero for the Protectorate. So yeah, I'm just gonna put him in B tier next to the other Dread Hero. Let's put him first, just because I guess if you pick him as Grell, you got a good reason to. But he's about the same. He does the same stuff for Grell. He sometimes stuns. He can be very good against Legion, of course, but yeah, that's the same for Protectorate. Solid B tier. Now we have the Tech Hero for Protectorate. So, unfortunately, there are some fun, like, Strider combinations with the Tech Hero. He's also not bad with, like, a Juggernaut or an Artemis, but overall, the Tech Hero for Protectorate, not quite it. He's D tier. He's okay, you can pick him, he's fun, but Protectorate just does not have those kind of uber very strong units that they want to protect. They will have multiple units that they want to protect, but never, except for like the Strider, one very central unit. So the shield for the Tech Hero on those units just does not matter as much. Yeah, and the swap is also not that needed for Protectorate, since they have a lot of ranged units anyway, so they can target down whatever the tech hero might swap in. Yeah, so D tier for the tech hero. He's not bad, but you know, he's just outclassed by the other choices. Now let's see, what do we have? The Grell hero. Now Grell hero is one of those heroes that is insanely powerful. Probably most Grell players only used this hero, never picked anything else, and for good reason. Grell hero, let's not beat around the bush, is the best hero in the game. Straight S tier. He wins every early game. He enables, well, early game fight, of course, because with his consume, he just has more HP. He can chase down other heroes with the additional movement speed. His Deadly Vines ability, of course, deals a lot of AoE damage, is relevant the entire game with the slow. And also he enables the very, very powerful cannon rush and pushes. So without a doubt, the best hero in the game, period. He's so flexible, he does everything. Next up, we got... Well, I'm thinking if I actually said everything good about the Grell hero, and... Oh yeah, of course, Deep Barrow is also amazing for protecting harvesters, and a free recall, essentially. So every time you use Deep Burrow, which is the teleport-ish spell, you also save up kind of 5 energy from your top bar, so that is just power from start to finish. Next up, Galavax. Galavax is a very important late game tool for the Legion army, and usually a good pick against Grell through the early game, because Kragar, of course, loses to the Grell hero and the Prefect Nova, which Grell like to pick. Well, more the Grell hero, of course, but yeah, he loses, and Galavax can do fine against both. He is very good at sniping the Flying Seedling at the start of the game, and his Fireball and the Healing Sight are also very good abilities. He is Legion's main tool of regaining health, and in the late game his Lightning is just their way of dealing with massive armies by just losing their thralls and then still dealing massive damage. Overall, he's a B tier hero. He's definitely worse than Kragar. He's definitely better than Dread Hero. This actually might make me put Dread Hero back to C tier, but he's like the best B tier hero. He's almost A tier, but Kragar is just a little bit better because of his multi-shot and attack speed scaling from the top bar talent. Yeah, and the problem also with Galavax, his last ability, not his last ability, but his last upgrade is not that relevant. Both the slow for the sacrificial side attacks and the revive for heroes are okay, but they aren't really game changing like, for example, Kragar's multi-shot is. Alright, next up, Protectorate Prefect Nova. So Prefect Nova for Protectorate, exactly the same as the normal Prefect Nova. Well, not the normal one, but the Prefect Nova for Grell. Definitely S tier, wins all the early game duels. I think he's a little bit stronger because he can be healed for the Protectorate as well. And with all the ranged stuff, of course, if he hits his stun, then, well, your unit is gonna die. So he's S tier just like the other version, but not quite as good as the Grell hero, because the Grell hero is just so much better. He can sometimes beat it in a 1v1 though, but yeah. Next up, the tech hero for the Grell. Is it a D tier? No, it's a C tier. There are some nice builds with like rushing a Reaver, have it infused and protected with the Grell, not the Grell, but the Grell tech hero. So he's good in those kind of situations. You can also infuse a Harbinger and protect him with the shield. Those pushes can be quite scary, so the tech hero definitely has a better place in Grell as he has in Protectorate. And yeah, that makes him a solid C tier. He's probably worse than Dread Hero just because he's like a lot more cheesy, but he's still a decent hero. And last but not least, we got Our Lady, the Inquisitress. And Inquisitress is a C tier hero. This might be the most controversial choice. I would say she's better than Tech Hero. Well, let's put it like this. And she does win the early game duels against like all of the heroes, most of them, except the S tier heroes. She loses to them, and she just does not scale as well into the late game. She becomes a really weird like get beat stick, not her a beat stick herself, because she just survives with her upgrades by sacrificing thralls instead of dying. But overall, she's just not as good as Galavax or Kragar at dishing out damage, and she loses quite a lot of utility later. And it's also kind of hard to use with her dash in. And of course, being melee means, well, she's somewhat easy to snipe, or in general, somewhat easy to control. Anyway, this is my tier list for the heroes. What do you think about it, and how would you rate them differently, maybe? Or do you think this is perfectly accurate?